to the SNxSCN podcast with your hosts, Paula
and Jamie.
Today we're going to talk about the movie It Like Beckham, starring Parminder Nagra. Am I saying that right?
Yep, Parminder.
And, is it ER? We're going to talk about this later. And for anyone wondering, we have a special guest. That's what that mysterious voice is.
Hello. I am Gokul Agrawal.
Yes.
Nice to meet you all.
Yes, the special guest, our VIP for the day. We wanted to bring some authenticity to our podcast since Jamie nor I are South Asian, and we just thought it would be more, representative to have someone speak to those pieces of it when it comes to Asian representation in the media. So that's Gokul. He's our expert today.
Welcome, Gokul.
Thank you for having me. Very excited to be on the show.
Some girls only want one thing.
Eyes down. Look sad. Indian bride never smiles. You ruin the bloody video.
Jess Bamra wants something more.
Shoot the ball. Your sister's getting engaged and you're sitting here watching this skinhead boy.
You must start behaving like a proper woman.
You're right. Yeah. One more day of freedom. I was married at your age. You don't even want to learn how to cook now. I'm joining a girls' team.
All right, so It Like Beckham. This movie was released in 2002 in the UK, released in 2003 in the US. It was written and directed by Gurinder Chadha, starring Parminder Nagra, Keira Knightley, and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. It's rated PG-13 and has a runtime of 112 minutes. And why did I choose this movie? This movie was chosen by me. It's one of the first times I felt seen in the media, and I'm not South Asian nor am I British, but there, as we will talk about in a little bit, there's a lot of times where I felt particularly seen and or represented. So I really wanted to bring this movie into our podcast to talk all about it and praise it because I love it.
Nice. Can't wait to talk about it. And we did invite a special guest.
Yes, I spoiled that already. Also, there's no spoiler alert for this one because it's from 2003.
Yeah. So Gokul, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Super happy to be on the show. This movie is really dear to me growing up and for a lot of people in the Indian community. I'm a first-generation Indian American. I was born and raised in the Bay Area, specifically a town in the East Bay called Fremont, California, the big Indian population. I live in San Francisco right now, but, growing up at all of our, family friend potlucks, we would watch this movie a lot. And it was also nice to watch with your parents for some reasons that we're about to get into. But, it's definitely not a Bollywood movie, which is what my parents' generation would watch. And this was something that was kind of in between. So I always really loved this movie.
Yay.
Me too. Same. All right. So now that we have introduced our very special guest, Gokul, and the movie, we're going to get into our custom category, which we're going to do something special today that we haven't done before. Because this is a sports movie, I wanted to do a draft of athletes from sports movies, a team of 3 that each person is going to draft, and the sport is unspecified sports ball. So you really have no idea what they're going to play. So choose wisely. And then lastly, you'll have to choose a coach also from a movie. If a player or athlete is taken by someone else, just like a real draft in sports, that player is not available anymore. Cool. Any questions? We're good.
And you said the coach can be drafted at any time? Or do you want it last?
Yeah, I think you just draft whoever you like. What are your needs? Who do you think is the most important on your team?
Okay.
Who do you not have a lot of backups for?
Yeah. This is kind of exciting because I don't do drafts.
Okay.
I'm not into fantasy sports. I'm barely into sports, so
I'm
excited.
Three seasons of fantasy under my belt.
Yeah.
That's the extent of it.
Gokul, how about you?
Oh, I love drafts. I love snake drafts, and don't worry, you guys can have all the coaches because I picked guys who can kind of coach themselves.
Oh, okay. What order are we gonna go in, Paula?
Do you have a paper?
Yeah. Perks of having a notebook.
Yeah.
Want a pen?
Yes, I want a pen.
You have one.
Oh, I do have it. This is a pencil. That's fake. It's like for my iPad.
Oh.
You're gonna hear all this crinkly paper on the microphone. So this one is Jamie. This is sometimes how we choose movies in my household. Time for selections. We're mixing. I did it in the camera, so no one knows I'm cheating. Okay.
So this is number 1.
That's first. Yeah, person gets first pick.
Paula.
Oh my god. That's how you know.
I did it in front
Rigged.
Rigged.
I did
Rigged.
Okay, I did it in front of the camera.
Pick number 2, Gokul.
Cool.
Which means I am pick number 3.
But you get, it's snake, so you get
right.
last hand first. Okay. Oh, first pick. Oh. Okay.
2001, SNxSCN Sportsball draft.
All right. I'm going to take Benny the Jet Rodriguez from The Sandlot.
I wanted him.
That's a classic pick. He's definitely the best player on the team.
Yeah, he's got leadership potential. He's just an all-around good athlete, great attitude. It's probably one of my earlier first crushes, and it's a great sports movie from my childhood. So I had to give a shout to The Sandlot.
I like that he was inclusive. Like he was just about playing with his friends, even though he was really good.
Just playing the sport is what's important.
Yeah.
Okay, second pick.
Okay. I'm going to take Jesus Shuttleworth, played by Ray Allen in the movie He Got Game. He's 6'5", he has a killer jump shot, nasty crossover, he's one of the best high school prospects in the entire country. I think you could kind of slot him in at any sort of hand-eye coordination game.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to take Dottie Hinson from A League of Their Own. She was the catcher. She was the best player on the Rockford Peaches. She managed the team when Tom Hanks was too drunk to do so. And I believe she dropped the ball on purpose in that championship game.
Questionable. Yeah, debatable.
Conspiracy theory. Okay.
All right, you get first pick again, or you get to pick again because you're third.
Okay. I'm going to pick my coach. And I want Mr. Miyagi.
Oh. That is a good pick.
No.
Too bad. Yeah, that's why I picked him second, because I thought he'd be, desired.
Yeah, he is desired.
Yeah, played by Pat Morita from the 1984 movie, Mr. Wax On, Wax Off. And also, he can make you a really cool Halloween costume.
Oh, man. I better not pick the Karate Kid now. There's going to be a conflict of interest.
They're athletes. They're free agents. Okay, they are loyal to whatever team they get drafted to.
Okay, my pick. I'm gonna take Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan in the movie Creed and Creed 2.
I wanted him.
Here I just went for size and speed. He's extremely jacked, and I think he's gonna complement Ray Allen pretty well, just in terms of being like the anchor of the team.
Okay. That is tough. Oh, that is tough. Okay, all right. You know what? I'm picking my coach then. It was a toss-up between Jimmy Dugan in A League of Their Own, who's played by Tom Hanks, and Herman Boone, played by Denzel Washington from Remember the Titans. And I'm going to go with Herman Boone.
Nice.
Oh.
Denzel Washington from Remember the Titans.
He was also one of my choices.
He was definitely on my list. Amazing coach. One of the best sports movies ever.
Amazing coach.
Yes. It's all about the game. You don't have to like each other. You just need to play well with each other, which might
Undefeated
make you like
season.
each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second, that's back to Gokul.
Back to me. I'm going to...
Wait, isn't it you?
Yeah, I just picked my coach.
Did you do it twice?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, do we do the snake draft again when we go back around this way?
Because I picked Dottie and then Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, and then we went back to Gokul, then to me. Doesn't it go back to Gokul?
Doesn't it go you again? Don't you start
Since
this
it's a
round?
snake?
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
I think so. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So you can get one.
There's
get
so
one more,
few.
Paula.
It's my turn again. Okay. Who did I pick? Football coach, baseball player. All right. You know what? Maybe this is I don't know if this is in the right taste, but I'm going with Jasminder Bamra from It Like
Ooh,
Beckham.
Wait, was that on the table?
It's a sports movie.
Fine.
it's on the table.
All right.
Wow.
She's agile, all around, like very good athlete.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a hothead, which I kind of like. And yeah, I think she kills the game. I don't know much about soccer, but in the movie, she's one of the best soccer players I've ever seen.
She's good. She's good. She's a little bit early in her career, but I think she has a good head on her shoulders. So
Rookie of the Year potential.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go with Scott Howard, played by Michael J. Fox in the movie Teen Wolf. And obviously I'm going to go with the wolf version, not the human version, because there's a huge difference there in terms of skill differential. So I'm going to go with the wolf version of Scott Howard.
Very cool.
I haven't seen Teen Wolf. Do you recommend this movie?
Yeah. The final scene where he's just tearing everybody up and dunking from like the 3-point line. It's pretty amazing.
Nice. I'm going to pick Peter Colt from Wimbledon, tennis player, underdog, played by Paul Bettany, a.k.a. Vision.
Okay. I didn't know that there's a movie called Wimbledon. Okay.
Love that movie.
With Kristen Dunst. Also.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, sorry.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
Oh, I think it's mine. I really wanted Adonis, but on my bench I had Charlie Conway from specifically D3, The Mighty Ducks. Unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Really? Okay.
Because they're grown up. There's no coach dating the mom.
Yeah. I don't really, I like the coach. I don't really like Emilio Estevez. I like Gordon Bombay. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. I don't know.
And that completes my team.
I just have to pick my coach now. As my final pick, I'm picking Coach Billy Bean, Oakland legend, played by Brad Pitt in the movie Moneyball.
But he's a real person.
He's a real person, but he is true. But he's played by Brad Pitt, and his focus is on analytics and throwing everything that the baseball experts know about the sport, and just approaching it from a math perspective, which is really what our team is all about. We're a numbers team.
Mm-hmm. That was on my consideration list. Was Brad Pitt from Moneyball? Excellent movie. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. I love rewatching that. Okay, so I think all of our teams are built then.
You need one more.
But I had Benny, Herman Boone, and Jess. Oh, I need to pick one more player. Okay. Since I didn't go with Jimmy Dugan as a coach from A League of Their Own, I'm going to go with Forrest Gump. Because
he's a runner.
And a ping pong player.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent hand-eye coordination.
Nice.
Was in the Vietnam War. And what else is he? And he's a football player.
And a successful business owner.
Yeah. I think that he has the gusto and the determination and the passion that I'm looking for in an athlete. And he has a really good heart. And I love Tom Hanks. So if I can have Tom Hanks in my lineup in some shape, I would love to have Tom Hanks there.
Right on.
Talk about stamina.
So those are our teams. I want to bring up like some of my honorable mentions, if you'll bear with me for a second, because I couldn't. Another consideration for coach was Patches O'Houlihan. Is that how you say it?
Oh,
Houlihan from Dodgeball, because smart advice. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I also it's not a sports movie, but I would love to have Oliver Wood, Quidditch player, as my water boy.
Yeah, I had Harry Potter in here as like if I really have to go there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to choose Harry Potter.
That's crossing the line.
Wizard sports. It's a sport. And
you just pick
also,
all three wizards.
Yeah.
And in my cheering section, I want Sanka from Cool Runnings.
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows how to do a cheer.
That is an excellent movie. That is so rewatchable. Cool. So we have our teams.
What about Air Bud?
I almost put Air Bud. I have him on my short list.
Oh yeah.
I had Air Bud, and then I was
the
like,
monkey.
But then I was like, I have Lola Bunny already on here on my short list, and then I'm gonna put Air
Lola.
Bud.
I should have picked Lola. Oh. Yeah, I'd much prefer Lola over Charlie. I would totally. Dang, sorry, Lola.
What's that? We had this whole conversation when we
I know.
about Michael Jordan.
I know.
And you didn't even pick Michael Jordan.
Well, because I brushed Michael Jordan out of my mind. I brushed Space Jam, but I should have picked Lola. Lola! Sorry, Charlie, you got cut.
Well, you just drafted
Lola's
him,
in.
though.
Trade.
Charlie's out.
Coach Bombay wanted him back for his team.
Okay, Lola Bunny then. Fine, we'll let you do the same day trade.
Our podcast. Hey, same day trades happen.
Yeah, I don't know about it in sports ball.
I think we'll leave it up to the fans which team would be
Cool.
the best.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna post that on our Instagram. So please go on there, comment, and let us know which team you would root for.
Also, speaking of Instagram, like, subscribe, follow, all the things.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button at SNxSCN, SEEN, scene, sa, S-A, scene, SCENE. And to translate it in Tagalog, it's kind of like scene in the scene. Because Gokul made a point that we never translated that for anyone.
Yeah. Well, we did it in the first episode. We tried, but we can. Yeah, you got to listen to the first episode, Gokul.
I know. I think a lot of people can kind of pick up on what it would mean, but it's nice to hear that official explanation.
Yeah,
sure.
I wanted to do scene by scene, but that was taken by a bunch of guys that I don't think they really do their podcast anymore. So shame on me for bullying myself out of that.
I like our name because I like the whole bringing the Tagalog, the Filipino in it.
This is better.
It's new. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, and my sister said she likes the alliteration. So.
SSS.
All right, cool. Like Slytherin.
Ravenclaw. All right, so let's move on to the next section. Notable moments in the movie. Back to Bend It Like Beckham.
Who wants to go first? Should we go in draft order?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that puts you first. Go ahead. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh shit, that means me first. Oh, okay. So notables. Before getting into scenes, I guess it is there's going to be a lot of overlap for me. So we open with the bra shopping. Well, there's the David Beckham scene, imagination scene, and then Keira Knightley is going bra shopping with her mom. And I felt like that was, I mean, I don't know about you, but going bra shopping with your mom for the first time when you don't really like that kind of stuff is the most awkward situation.
Yeah, it's awkward. It was like a thing when we go to the mall with your friends. It's like, okay, let's go to Victoria's Secret and get measured. But they never measured you right.
No, not at Victoria's Secret. They don't know what they're talking about over there.
Her mom wants her to have padded and push-ups, and I mean, I felt kind of seen in that just because I was like, yeah, I didn't have a chest either when I was in high school. So
yeah, grass is greener, I guess. Yeah. I always complained, or I was always not a fan of having a chest. I'm chesty, and I always get. There's a lot of parts in the movie too where the guys are like commenting, like they tell Jess, chest the ball, do it, and then they comment on like the captain of the football team and say like, look at the. I don't even know what they call her boobs, but they're like, look at those. How is she even like?
How is she not knocking herself out when she runs?
Yeah. And I literally had that comment said to me.
Oh. So seen there.
God. Yes.
And then also,
it's annoying.
Also, they are when they're getting fitted for the dresses. Her sister Pinky wants her dress super tight, and then she's like, oh, like Jess is obviously like, keep it loose. It's definitely a motif.
Yeah.
So she wants it tighter for Jess and she wants it looser for the older sister.
Yeah. It was all about just like, I don't know, dissenting on whatever the
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which daughter it is.
Yeah, you can't have what you want. Mm-mm.
So yeah, like all the boob stuff I thought was both scene and notable for me.
Gokul?
I'm gonna pick when their dad he finally attends her soccer match or her football match, I guess, for the first time. I'm just gonna say soccer because that's what we call it in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so, I'm gonna bring him up a couple times because I think he's an amazing actor. Anupam Kher. He's probably the most famous actor in the movie. He's been in a ton of Bollywood movies, and he does a really good job. And when he's at that first soccer game, he's kind of looking around and noticing how everyone's actually interested in the sport and cheering on his daughter despite her skin color. I thought he played that scene really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
And there's
him.
kind of a
that scene.
turning
I love the
point
dad.
in the movie because that leads to him, allowing her to go to the
Mhm.
final during the wedding. But
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the scene where the mom is learning about a soccer play from Keira Knightley's dad, and he's using what is it, sea salt and mustard to explain it. And what I like about this scene, because no, like for me, okay, I don't know sports. I wasn't into it, but I can be. So like if as long as you're not mansplaining it to me, and even if you're or womansplaining it to me, like I can be into it. You just have to explain it. You have to break this language barrier. And for the mom, it was condiments. And she got it at the end. And, that was a point where she was finally taking interest in what her daughter wanted instead of making her a girly girl. And I like that because you can explain sports.
Yeah, you can. It's approachable for everybody. I like that she came around too.
yeah,
So she was very anti at first, and then she sort of came around. But then she like has like a dip also.
Yeah. One step forward, two steps back.
Yeah.
well,
But we'll talk
both
about
moms had a lot of similarities and a lot of differences too. The moms are like kind of a huge plot point. Both moms, so.
Definitely. I love both of the moms. I think they'd get along really well together if they
Yeah.
just went to the pub and had a drink.
Had a pint.
A pint. Okay. Are we doing I guess we don't have to do snake for this, right? Do you want to go again?
I notable scene when Parminder, she's talking about her scar on her legs and then being subconscious. Like I thought that was a very like nice, honest scene. Parminder, that scar is real.
Yeah, I found that out too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They wrote it into the script
Mhm.
because she was nervous about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. In the movie, she burns her skin on toast and beans. In real life, I wrote it down. Never mind. It was something else.
That's
Well, it's a real scar. We know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
we know that it's a real scar.
That's why you should eat avocado toast for breakfast because you'll never burn yourself on avocado toast.
That's actually that was a scene for me.
The scar.
And her being self-conscious and not wanting to wear the shorts.
Subconscious in the locker room, also scene for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had a lot of eczema growing up, still have issues with it today. And I was a cheerleader in 8th grade. And during the basketball season, because it's wintertime, it's very dry. Like my eczema would flare up so bad and I would get teased. And I made a stand and just said, I'm going to wear pants. I'll buy red Dickies. They're the same as the color as the skirt. And just, can I please wear pants during cheer? So that nobody sees my ugly freaking legs. And I had to really like fight for that. And so I really felt seen there. And the fact that like she says it's because her mom was working overtime at the airport. I thought that was a big deal for me too, because my mom works at the airport. She was at home a lot because she was working a lot of those like overtime or double shifts, graveyard shifts. And that, so I've burned myself a number of times, never to that extent. Almost burned down the apartment once, but that was fixed. Moving on.
Okay. Well, I hope that story comes up one time.
Yeah, we'll ask you about that later.
It wasn't for beans on toast. I was a little pyro with no supervision.
Cool. Any more notables? I have a couple scenes.
Yeah.
You want to go?
I guess the moment that their sister's fiance's family comes by because they're telling them that they were calling off the marriage because they saw her kissing a white boy in public. I thought that was like probably the most ridiculous scene.
Is it because he was white or because it was just a boy?
It's because he was white, I think, and obviously a combination of them.
He, as in Keira Knightley, it was Keira Knightley. It wasn't a boy.
And a combination of that and just the PDA in general. But to call off an entire marriage, it's I thought that was a little bit over the top and maybe slightly misrepresentative. But I thought it was that was like a turning point of the movie also.
So that wouldn't really happen?
I don't think so. I don't think
not in your family.
Right. Even at that time, which was like whatever, let's say late 90s. Yeah, or maybe it was set in the 90s, maybe it was set in 2000.
Yeah, I think it's set in the 90s.
Yeah.
I want to say it is because they're talking about like women's Beckham and like how the U.S. is where you're supposed to go for football because that like the U.S. women's team was really, really good for the first time, I think, in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Is that like the Mia Hamm days?
Yep.
Mia Hamm, Jessica Chastain. They're in the they're featured in the movie. Fun fact: alternate name in the U.S. was considered
Brandy Chastain.
Sorry,
Jessica Chastain is the actress.
Yes, thank you. Moves Like Mia was considered because they weren't sure if American audience would be like know who Beckham was.
Oh wow,
it's true. It's a weird title to have in the U.S. And I read the New York Times review written for it back in 2003, and that was one of a point that was made in the first paragraph that like this movie would be something that you would think that no one would see, because they bend it like Beckham. No one even knows what bend it means. Mm-hmm. I didn't.
Which I looked it up.
I'm like, what's it? Curve the bullet?
You like because like if you kick the ball and it just stays on the ground, but you can like kick it at an angle and it curves up. That is bending the soccer ball. And then the director, she also talks about it's not about it. You don't have to break the rules; you bend the rules.
Oh,
yeah, triple entendre because David Beckham was hot, and if you bent it. He married Posh Spice. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know who wins that. Who won there?
Triple entendre. Yeah.
Okay. Any other notables?
I've seen scenes.
You have seen scenes? I have. Let's see. Notable moment really was that I think is funny for the early 2000s / late 90s. It's like when all the cell phones ring.
Oh yeah. Every time.
Like all the Nokias. All the Nokias.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And the whole house is just like they're all checking them. Like we still have cell phones today. Why does this not happen? Is it because everybody has their phone on silent or everybody has ringtones now? But
everyone I know uses the regular ringer.
Like the phone? Like the telephone ring?
Mm-hmm. But the what does happen? Text messages. And email tones. Because that's what you get a lot. And it's like, is it me?
That's a good notification. Yeah.
Yeah. But a call, no, because no one calls each other.
Oh, it's true. Nobody calls each other anymore. So that's why you don't have like a whole room of people checking their pocket.
Like I call you on the phone all the time. How does that feel?
I like it. As I age, texting is becoming harder. And I'm going to be in denial for a long time before I need to make the font bigger on my phone. I should do it. I had the bold accessibility feature where like everything's in bold font for a while. I got teased and then I turned it off.
No. You got to protect your eyes.
Oh, I have one more notable.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when Jess is talking to her sister, Pinky, she's like, how do you know Teets is the one? And this is when she's like at rock bottom, the sister. And she's like, I just really love him. And when you love someone like that, you do anything for him. And it was the first time you're kind of like humanizing the sister. And you're like, wait, even if you take away all of the family bullshit, all of the, the societal pressure and all of like the random rules that they have to follow, at the end of the day, she just really wants to be with this guy. And that I thought was like a really important conversation for Jess to hear also.
Mm-hmm. I agree with
because
that.
it just makes all of it worth it at the end, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that they were like a love match. I think it might have been confusing for some people.
Me.
Oh yeah, was it you who asked me?
Yeah.
They were like, "She's sleeping around with that guy." I'm
I was like,
"That-
who cares if the marriage is called off?
It
She
was
fooling
confusing.
around with someone else
I
in
was
the
Yeah.
like,
car.
that's her fiance.
Yeah. No, it is confusing because like, why is the mom annoyed that she's sneaking out to see her fiance? That's what you might be thinking. But-
Yeah. So now that I know it's not okay, cool. Like they needed to follow rules, traditions. Yeah.
Right.
But I up until a week ago, I thought it was two different people.
What I'll do? Anybody have any? Do I have notables? I talked about that. Some overlapping things that were notable with like regardless of whether or not it's South Asian or Southeast Asian is this look how dark you've become with her like going out and playing football, soccer.
Yeah.
I thought
Colonial mentality.
yeah, or I don't know, is that like the caste system? I don't know what's happening. It's so
yeah.
deep. I I don't know what it comes
Yeah.
from.
Basically stemming that dark skin is bad, but it isn't.
Yeah.
And it's natural.
The brown Asians. This is like it's a thing for the brown Asians specifically.
Yep.
My sister
And also, I think probably light Asians too. Just they want to stay light, and you've seen like all the skin whitening industry creams
it's
and everything
true.
that people get.
Not me
Yeah.
though. I like want to be brown. I've always wanted to be more brown.
I love the fact that I don't burn I don't burn easily. Like if I'm out
Right.
in the sun all day, I just
Yeah.
get darker. And people pay
Yes.
for my skin color, okay?
They do. They go to tanning salons. So I think that it's beautiful. I wish like I've been out of this pandemic has made me a ghost.
You're still brown.
Oh my but it depends on who you ask. That I thought that and then how much like us respecting your elders, that was a big overlap too. I thought in whether or not it's like I think that's just Asian culture in general. Like your elders, they're the wise ones. You should respect them because like Juliet, Keira Knightley's character is very like outspoken, talks to her mom, throws tantrums, gets like overworked by everything. But Jess and her sister, they have to stay a little bit more like reserved around their parents because they need to be like that's their I don't know, it's just the tradition that they've been raised with because respecting your elders is something you absolutely must do just because they're wiser than you when it comes to life. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Agreed.
definitely a theme.
Let's see. So let's go into scenes.
I
I know I already talked about some.
Yeah,
but I
like,
want to
that's
hear.
something.
I want to hear about some of yours.
The opening scene, Jess and her sister. What is the sister's name? Pinky. Jess and Pinky. They are shopping in. It's like it's some sort of like ethnic market street. It looks like a Chinatown or something. I don't know if there's like an Indian area in West London where they are, but like that was cool. Like I don't know. I'm very used to going to those types of markets.
Yeah, I liked the shopping area. They like ran into familiar people. That's where they run into. We meet Tony for the first time, her like guy friend.
Mhm.
And I
Really good friend.
I do wish that there was. I mean, I get it's a stylist. I don't know if it's a stylistic choice or it's just like a Disney choice or a Fox choice to not give me translations for all the Punjabi that's spoken. But I'm gonna talk about that more later. Because there's like things that they say that I wish I knew what they were saying.
Yeah, like when the dad is on the phone with the venue, and then Jess is like, "But the 25th is my," and
then he scolds
says,
her.
Yeah, what do you say? What do you say? Do you know?
Well, Punjabi, I don't know if it's the same dialect. How many dialects are there in India?
Oh, when he says, there's over 60 language. No, not just dialects, languages, full on distinct languages.
Okay.
India is the second second largest populated country in the world.
Right. And the first is China, but unlike China, India was never really meant to be a country. It was just a group of tons of different kingdoms with people that have really different cultures from each other. And then it was kind of just squished together into being a country when it was colonized. And so that's why you have like cultures that are really different from each other. You have that in China too, obviously, but I think there's a lot more language. And what he says on the phone, you mean when he like glares at her?
Yeah,
and she's
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
Oh no, that's the final. He's like chupre. That means like shut up.
Okay. There we go.
But that's what I thought he said. I mean,
we don't
that was my
need
guess.
subtitles, yeah. But I want to know what they're saying to all their elders, or like when they come into the room and Jess says something when she knows like she was in trouble, and you have to say like there's a mantra or like a saying that they're doing every time to say to their elders with their hands folded in front of them.
Oh, is it like a manopo?
Like a manopo.
Like a greeting for the elders, maybe?
Yeah. I think so. That was my takeaway. Is that correct?
Don't feel pressured if you don't know.
if it's like a Sastrikalji, that means like that's like a a greeting for Sikh people for their religion to kind of it's just a greeting.
Kumandra.
But in general, I think we can tell that watching this movie, it's somewhat meant for an Indian audience. Like all of the Indian music, all of those little things. Like
I love the Indian music in it.
Yeah.
It gives
so
such a good feel. Like earlier you called it like a hybrid between Bollywood and like
I guess Hollywood
West
and Hollywood. Bollywood, Hollywood.
Yeah, it was.
It totally is.
Any other scenes for people?
When they were like, there's like a montage where they're getting ready for the wedding, and there's a scene where like aunties and stuff, they're making like dumplings, and they're all sitting at the table, and Jess is helping them.
Samosas.
She's all sad.
Samosas. They're making samosas.
Nice. There's on the chef show with Roy Choi, they made dumplings, and he's like, there's a lot of like gossip that goes into every time you make stuff like this. And so it's like that was what I saw, and I'm like, yes, I can relate. Like a lot of our Asian cultures have that.
I used to make lumpia.
It's like a group effort.
Effort. You're making a lot of like finger foods, and it takes a long time, but you sit there and you do it. It's fun.
She's so
it's
mopey.
Fun for a couple minutes.
She's mopey for like 90% of the movie. Jess, she's mopey in that scene too.
She is mopey. That's why her dad calls her out. And you look like
you're making the pictures look bad.
I want to see you smile in the video.
They told the sister. They told Pinky like stop smiling in the video. Like again.
Indian brides are not
even
supposed to be
that.
happy. I was like, wait, why are Indian brides not happy?
Well, that part is true. You're supposed to be crying in that moment because you're like, your family's like giving you away forever, and that's like when you move from your house to your husband's house.
Oh, that makes sense.
Supposed to be happy.
So you shouldn't be happy that you're leaving your family.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay, this is why we have you here.
Yes, did not know that. Got it.
Love it. Okay. Scenes.
I have a couple.
Yeah.
So one is, and this is, I can pinpoint this to a specific scene, but in general, just lying to your parents. I think I think first generation Asians do this probably more than American kids, even though I know it happens everywhere, but Jess is constantly lying to her parents, and all the little tactics, stashing her clothes in the bushes. That's in the first few scenes when she goes out for the first time and she's telling them she has a job, and she grabs the clothes from the bush. I'm like, we've all done stuff like that, and that really hit home. And then her mom like smells cigarette smoke on her. She's like, no, that was that's just because I went into the pub. So you kind of have to always have those tricky conversations.
It's so true.
At the end of the day, once you start lying, it kind of starts coming natural a little bit, especially if you have really strict parents, which is, it's not a good thing, but it happens throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. Are we comfortable sharing a lie that we have told?
Yeah.
I'm
For
comfortable.
me, it was
I've told my mom everything at this point, or like that. I'm comfortable with her knowing everything at least.
Oh, that's good. For me, it's probably sneaking out at night to see a girlfriend or to hang out with party with friends.
Like, what would you do? What were the type of antics? I need it described, like how you would sneak out.
Oh my God. I would kind of slowly go downstairs, open the door, the garage door, sneak out to my car, put it in reverse so it rolls down the
I did
driveway
this.
without turning the car on.
I did this exactly.
That's a classic. Yeah, we all have the exact same story.
Oh my God, Gokul, I thought it was I tell this story sometimes, and like some of these like people are like, oh my God, what? Why would you,
Oh
you
my God.
degenerate child?
Just what you do, what you had to do,
If
so
you
you can
do
have
what
a life.
you gotta do,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, otherwise you're not really gonna have a really nice social life in high school. So
I was a little bit of a goody two shoes, but like I would just like not tell them when we got out of school early, and instead of taking the school bus, I would just take the regular bus.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
How old were you? Little?
Like
Regular
13?
bus.
13?
Oh, that's
Since
good.
I was
Regular
13?
bus, you're good. Yeah, I'm 13.
yeah,
So
Okay.
yeah, LA MTA. Learn that in the valley, especially
cool.
like
Yeah,
152,
that's
163.
good. You learned how to
150
like transport yourself
Mhm.
without driving. I think
Mhm.
that's also still very responsible, even though
Yeah.
you were being bad.
Actually, yeah, because when I went to places like Chicago and New York, like I was like, okay, I could figure it out.
also the money.
The
Yeah.
money, what money
Yep.
thing? Oh, for the
Just
shoes.
stuff related to money. Yeah, and in general, I remember times when, and I think a lot of kids do this, you kind of like, you just make something up that you need money for, and it's probably a real thing, but you probably don't need as much as you ask for. And that extra money you can use for something that,
Yeah.
they might not approve of. It doesn't even have to be something illegal, but, maybe you're just going to a movie with somebody that they don't want you to
Yeah.
go with.
I wanted
And
popcorn. I
need
wanted
money for-
candy to
yeah.
go with the movie. Not just the ticket.
I want my
Exactly.
$6 M&Ms.
Yeah. And they're like,
In the
why don't you
box.
just take like this bag
Here's
of
a
popcorn?
zip. Yeah, here's a
from-
Ziploc for you.
It's not the
Oh my
same.
God.
You don't need to buy it from there.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
have it at the grocery store. Oh yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think I used to have a friend that, because like I said, my mom worked at the airport, worked really weird hours, so I was home alone a lot. So I had a lot of like some of my Asian friends would lie to their parents, saying they were coming to my house, and they would get dropped off at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and then get picked up by their boyfriends.
Oh, you were like the hub.
Yeah.
Right on.
I was. I'm not saying any names. Y'all know who you are. So once you start lying, you become a pro.
Yep. Yeah. Jess was not super good at it. I think she got caught
No.
pretty much every time.
Yeah, she's
And
bad at
especially
it.
because she was mopey all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you need your poker face.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's
They're
like,
gonna
come on.
suspect if you're like,
And she's doing drills all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you quit football? Really? You're not? Okay. You're literally doing them while everyone's making while you're serving trays.
Yeah.
I
There's
know.
a soccer ball with you all the time. So, yeah, not so conspicuous. Is that a word? Any other
She
scene
was
scenes?
conspicuous. Yeah.
I have a
one for me-
question, too.
Yep. Go ahead first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sure? Okay. When the other family comes, when they like want to renegotiate the engagement, I noticed that they're very dressed up for that like meet, or is that just normal clothes?
Well, there's different, right? Because there's the bearded. Remember, there's that old lady.
Well, Pinky was dressed up. She was wearing like a nice white little.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's a scene
I
for
think-
you?
I'm curious. about
Oh, asking
I
about
think
it.
people wear I think people wear different types of saris for the women at least. Some can be way more formal than others. And so Titu's mom, who was like her fiance's mom, was a little overdressed, and they even made a comment about it in the movie. Pinky's like, who does she think she is with that sari?
Yeah, called her a pig.
So yeah. Fat cow, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
fat
kind
cow.
of
Like a
like a
pig.
little she's a little overdressed, but I think it goes with their whole thing of like, they show up in the Jaguar,
Yeah,
they're trying to be
Jag.
better
Yeah,
than
I was
them.
like, oh, they
Yep,
have a
yeah.
Jag. And like the
They're
mom makes
rich.
comments like, oh, they
Yeah.
think we don't like. There's clearly a societal or social status
Mm.
divide between them in some ways, and we just don't. I don't really know what the other family does, but I think maybe they're overdressed to show more how like they're in a different class.
Right on.
Is how I read that.
And
The
so there's a lot
tag.
of pressure on the poorer family, especially if you're the bride's family. You have to pay for everything. So you have to pay for
Really?
the bride's family. You're doing they're doing you a favor by providing you a male to marry. That's how it kind of is in Indian culture. And so you have to really pay for most of the stuff. Back in the day, you
Even
pay
if
for
it's
the
a
entire
love
wedding.
match.
Dowry.
I'm not sure. Maybe not if it's a love match, but you're still expected to cover at least like the reception and you're the host.
Oh, weddings, and those are multi-day affairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I would love to go to one.
I know, I would love to go.
Gokul, I can't wait to go.
That was-
So much fun.
Mrs.
That was
Gokul,
definitely-
wherever you are, please let me be very involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another scene. Obviously, just the wedding. Like Jess is not enjoying it. It's just so much commotion. So many elderly people asking you when you're going to get married. That's how it always is for me too. And you're like, what am I supposed to say to you right now? Like, you never have an answer. So that part was definitely a scene.
I have an answer to that.
You do?
Yes. When the aunts come up to me, they're like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend? Or are you getting married?" I'm like, Why is that the first thing you ask me? Ask me if I'm rich. Ask me if I'm
Ooh, I like that.
successful. Ask me if I'm happy.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, girl, I'll get
That's my
slapped.
answer to that question.
Do you really say it, or you say it in your mind?
No, I've said it. Yeah, because I don't know.
Oh,
There was a
damn.
point. There was a point where
I'm
I
scared.
got asked all the time, and I'm like, what? That
Yeah.
does not define me. And
Yeah.
it shouldn't define you either.
And then when you're married, it's like, when's the baby coming?
Yeah.
That one.
I always took it as like, it's this really crazy pressure. Now I'm more realizing more and more that they ask because they just feel like that's the thing to do. Deep down, they're not super fussed about it.
Mm.
Unless it's your immediate family. But like the extended family and friends and stuff, they just ask because that's a custom. But deep down, I don't think they're tripping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. It's just like conversation, small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still kind of rude.
Yeah.
Also, explaining arranged marriages to your white friends when she's like in the locker room and they're kind of shocked. I think white people love hearing about arranged marriages because it is interesting and it's so different.
But white people
So,
used to do it too, didn't they? Like in the
Bridgerton.
medieval days.
It's true.
Or
That's true.
it used to be a thing. So
They still kind of do it in like the royal family.
yeah.
Any more scene?
Oh yeah, I do have one. So the mom, Jules' mom, Keira Knightley's mom, Paula, my namesake, Paula Paxton,
Aw,
her name.
Paula Paxton.
Towards the end, so like I know she has her one step forward, two steps back. So when she's taken her two steps back, and still thinks her daughter is in a gay relationship, they have a meltdown after they crash Pinky's wedding.
I can't believe
Oh my
she
God.
did that.
To
I
We have to talk
cannot
about that
believe
later.
she did
what
that.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
to call Jess a lesbian. I was like, this is that's some audacity. But Keira Knightley, that moment in the car where she's just like basically saying, I'm not gay just because I I don't wear dresses and I don't have like girly stuff or I'm not into girly things doesn't mean I'm lesbian. I had to have that same conversation with my mom when I was in 5th grade. She
Oh,
thought,
jeez, that's early.
she thought, because I said I was, because my mom's very girly, she's very feminine, and so having this not so feminine first daughter was, I think, challenging for her. Like, I loved being outside. I wanted to climb trees all day. I didn't really want to do any, I don't like shopping that much. And I admitted to her, I was like, I'm a tomboy. Like, can you just back off me?
Yeah.
That's what this is. I'm not gay. I still like boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, tomboy, because I don't know what tomboy means. Like, in her mind, tomboy she thought I was coming out to her.
Oh God.
language barrier.
Yeah, I think it was a tomboy. What do you
understandable.
mean tomboy? I'm not gonna have a daughter that's gonna. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
She had to reconcile her expectation of you with the reality of you.
Yeah, and it was tough. I think she still maybe struggles with it a little bit today, but my gender expression has morphed. There's some girly things I like. I'm wearing some blue eyeliner today, and same person, Paul Paxton, says this in the movie when they're going bra shopping. It's not about how they look; it's about how it makes you feel. When she's talking about bras, but I thought it was an interesting thing
Yeah.
to say and then be this person that is like, you have to wear the girly things. That is my final scene.
Yeah, that's a good one. I thought it was weird she said that she was like, oh, it's about how it makes you feel, because I was kind of not on brand for her personality. Just, yeah, I guess one more thing, and just in general, like, and this is not necessarily a specific scene, but this is one of those movies that when you watch with your parents, you're kind of like looking over at them and being like, hey, guess what? You're not right about everything. The kids are actually right in this movie, and they're the ones who end up, having the last word and getting what they want, and you're too traditional. And it's really nice to kind of like shove that in their face when you're young.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, that's one of the lessons is like, maybe your parents are sometimes too traditional for their own good.
Because they're scared too. These traditions that they bring with them, yes, they wanted to come to America or, to Britain, wherever they, emigrated into. I feel like it's out of fear why they are so traditional sometimes, because that's how they know how to advise you. That's how, that's where they can teach you things, is in that safe zone, instead of like trying to let you follow your dreams, because then how are they supposed to give you guidance if they, I don't know, because they might say the wrong thing, and then now you're in trouble and dealing with the same problems that they dealt with when they were little.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, cool. Are we good on scenes? I know we've been talking for an hour.
Scenes,
I
yeah.
think we're good.
Producer Jamie is getting mad at how long
And
we're
then
talking.
I'm just you guys have a game.
It's 5. We're good.
Okay. On to our awards segment.
Yes. Awards.
Starting with the Nailed It.
Yes. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Okay.
Yep.
I give it to the dad and his story and his arc.
Oh, yeah, it was good arc.
Yeah, it was a good arc. Like Gokul was mentioning, like that. So he starts off very like, no, you can't play, and like, don't get my daughter's hopes up that like people are gonna care about this. And then when he finally goes to the game, he sees that like, okay, maybe it has changed. And then he gives her permission to leave the wedding, and then at the end he starts, and he had that like thing about like how he never his moment about wanting to play, he calls it fastball in that scene. I'm guessing it's cricket. Yeah. He talks about and how he was discouraged from playing cricket and he hadn't played since. And then for the end, for him to be playing with the coach, like taking it back, and playing something that he liked. Like, I just thought it was really well developed. I read that Chadra's dad had passed away, so like it was a little homage to her real life dad. So nailed it.
Oh, that's nice. Well, who did you give your nailed it to?
I just want to piggyback on that before giving mine. Yeah, the dad is so good. He's a legendary actor.
Oh yeah, and the fact that he's a legendary actor, that's awesome.
I read about his career. He's a big Bollywood star.
Deal.
Yeah, he's incredible. You can just tell his acting in this movie is a notch above everybody else's. Everyone else tends to overact a little bit, which is kind of par for the course, but he has like an extra gear. He has like subtlety and nuance, and it's not just like purely angry or happy like the mom kind of is.
Yeah.
There's like more nuance to his story, and so in the way he acts. So I really liked his performance. I think it added a lot to the movie.
I agree with that. That's a good nailed it.
Yeah. My nailed it is it's gonna be the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is awesome. It's super fun.
It's on my short list.
So many good songs, like Atomic by Blondie. There's a bunch of like classic Punjabi songs, which even if you're not Punjabi or Sikh, they play them at your wedding because they're so much fun and they're
Yeah.
super easy to dance to, and everybody likes dancing Punjabi style because it's just like really fun. So
Yeah.
uh,
I love that.
there's this one song, obviously "Move On Up" by Curtis Mayfield. They play it a couple times during the montages. I love their montages in this movie, by the way. Every sports movie has to have good montages, and this one
Yes.
has a lot of really good ones. Training montages, in-game montages, shopping montages,
Wedding.
when they're traveling,
Yes.
running, and always there's a good song that's playing during it. So that combination kind of I thought was really good.
Yeah, I agree. I love the music in this
Yeah.
too. There's even like a Punjabi cover of Celine Dion that I
Yep,
thought was fun.
Nice.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love covers in other languages. I nailed it is for the screenplay. I thought the script is good. Yeah, I think
Yep.
that it.
Did you read that she did not know about soccer?
No.
Yeah. So the
Oh, wow.
director, co-writer, she didn't know about soccer. She put placeholders and stuff like that, and someone like helped her. But
Oh, because they had a consultant
Yeah.
come in and do the football
yeah,
coaching.
but I'm also not a soccer fan. But I think it like
It's
gave
inspiring.
the audience good context and yeah, it was very inspiring.
I would not have watching that movie. That is a surprising fact because I feel like it was. I don't know that much about soccer, so maybe I'm not
Yeah,
the right
maybe.
credible source to say it looked great.
Good enough.
Yeah, but I believed it. I don't know. Do you watch soccer, Go?
Yeah, not a lot, but I definitely watched some, and
Was
she
it accurate?
totally, she just, yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
And she totally feels like a real soccer player. She dresses like a real soccer player. The scenes, all the action scenes were really good, I thought, on the field.
Parminder and Kira were really playing for most of it. They
Oh,
did a
cool.
10-week training course before they started filming, and then the rest of the teams are professionals.
Nice.
Oh.
But yeah, that's one of my hip hips. Oops, skipping ahead.
That's okay. We did all of our nailed it's. We're gonna go. We can talk about our Bechtel Badge and our POC Patch.
Yeah, so Bechtel Badge, women who talk about something other than a man.
I didn't find one.
I mean, when Kira and Jess and Jules are talking about soccer,
Is it a whole scene that they get through without bringing up Joe?
you need to play. When she's convincing her, she should play.
Oh no, but that's a scene with the park with the guys, right? Isn't there there's always
Well, I mean, that's the
There's
only
a
time
couple scenes. Are you talking about the one where she goes to her room upstairs and she's trying to get her to come back?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, that doesn't count because there's other people in it.
Oh, in the beginning. So there's
Oh.
one when she's like recruiting her for the first time. There's one
Yeah.
when she's like,
Come
this
back.
is after she gets kicked off.
Yeah. So if they're talking about soccer, that gets the badge. Everything else, no.
Yeah, I didn't think that everything else. Even when
But
she's
the last thing she says is like, "Oh, I'm only here because Joe is worried about you."
yeah, and when because you throw that line in, and I'm like, you
Never
just
mind.
threw this all out. Like I'm here because of Joe. Like it's all about Joe.
All right, then no. If it's just soccer,
Yeah, I felt like no. I wanted to find glimmers. Like there are moments, but I don't know if there's a whole scene.
okay.
Because even in the locker room, they're talking about ooh, are you promising somebody? Boys, this shagging boys, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
slags.
slags.
Yeah. All right, so no Bechtel Badge. POC
Damn.
Patch?
Yes, I think there is a POC patch. There are people of color who talk to each other about things other than a white person in a scene. Because there's the sister's wedding is happening, the other family that they have to deal with that wants to cancel.
Yeah.
I think that,
Just as grade.
yeah, I think there's a lot of moments where at least you get that. I mean, she prays to David Beckham, which is one thing, but
Yeah.
I think that other than that, it gets that for sure.
POC Patch, you got it.
Yes. Okay. We're going to move into AZN. And Asian Zeitgeist Network.
Yeah, okay, starting with Pitchforks. Who wants to start?
Oh, I mean, there's an elephant in the room, right?
Yep. Do it.
Who wants to acknowledge the elephant?
What's
You
the
should.
elephant?
Jess, I'm Irish.
Jess, I'm Irish. Yes,
I
that
do
could belong in
understand.
any of these categories. I could belong in notable moments or scenes. That is a scene because we are seen in that scene for sure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a pitchfork because I think the director wants you to create a connection between these two people that they both have been through a lot, which is totally fair. Irish people obviously have been through a lot of persecution.
And to elaborate on what the scene is, Jess is
Oh, yeah.
playing a soccer game, and then one of the other players on the other team calls her something. I don't know. Is it bad to say it?
Packy.
Okay.
Which is a derogatory term. Yeah.
Derogatory term. Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm not gonna say
right.
it.
Yeah, and then Jess gets upset, but Jess is the one who gets the red card for it. She gets penalized for it.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Mm-hmm. And so she just after the game is still upset over being called that. And then her coach, she's like, "You don't understand." And he goes, "Of course I understand. I'm Irish."
Joe, you don't
Because
understand.
yes, they're trying to make a connection, but it's different when you could pass.
No, his skin color isn't screaming.
I'm different. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like an extremely handsome Irish young white-looking
Extremely
guy.
handsome.
Yeah, I think he's good looking.
Really? I mean, debatable.
I
He
was
kinda looks like Clive-
I loved him
Clive
when I was
Owen
little. Yeah,
Really?
I thought he was so
Yeah.
cute in this movie. Well, I was like 13.
But there are a lot of weird things that he does in the movie, like
Yeah.
with his hands, the way he
It's
runs,
creepy.
the way he claps. It's just like he's
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a weird thing.
He got cuter
a
with
weird like.
It's yeah. I mean, no,
Yeah,
no.
I didn't like the dance scene.
The dancing was really creepy
Oh
for
my
me in the
god,
club.
so weird,
Cringe.
so weird.
Yeah, I was cringing big time. I really don't like I'm not a big fan of this love triangle with Joe anyway.
They needed to give the girls conflict.
So why couldn't
Yeah.
it be like a position, like, I don't know, around the sport? I don't
know. They needed the girls to fight.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. You want to show, like, this is a movie that's about the diaspora. So, like, you want to see, like, intermingling. There's the interracial couple aspect of it. I'm watching it again today. When I recently watched it a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, I cannot stand Joe. I hate Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. He's such a creep. Ew. He doesn't even look like a soccer coach. He's just like, looks like a ballerina. And I don't.
In very baggy clothes.
Yeah, I was like, and then there's the line where he's like, my dad thought I was too slight, and then I felt bad for saying that about him because I was like, oh, he's supposed to be slight, so my bad. But still, there's like, he does this thing where he's like, come and see us sometime, and he like leans in, and it looks like he's about to like, he gets a little too close to her face, and I felt like it was condescending. And I was like, are we supposed to like you? Because you're playing with the dad afterwards. You like make out with her at the end. You're supposed to be like the love interest. And I still feel like you're kind of being a dick. Am I out? This is maybe a yay or nay, but
This could be a yay or nay.
yeah.
I think I give the coach a pass, especially because he sticks with what he cares about, which is being with her. But you're right. All that other stuff is kind of annoying. I will say for my number one pitchfork is definitely Jules. Okay,
Yes.
Jules, I really, really don't like how she handles her relationship with Jess for most of the movie.
Yeah, agreed.
I think first of all, she tells Jess straight up that, no, I'm not into the coach, when Jess asks her to her face.
Liar.
Then then Jules says, no, I'm not really into him, plus we're not allowed to shag anyway, blah, blah, blah. Then they don't even kiss at the club. They're about to kiss.
Mhm.
And clearly you could see during that whole night, the coach was kind of pulling Jess onto the dance floor.
Mhm.
Jess was giving them their space. Jess was not like jumping in between them when they were dancing. The coach brings her over. And yeah, they have a moment outside. But Jules holds it against Jess for literally 90% of the rest of the movie.
Mhm.
And she never really apologizes. Jess tries to come over to her place and apologize. Jules kicks her out.
Mhm.
Then, the next time they see each other, Jules goes over to Jess's house, and she's all like, oh, I'm just here because the coach asked me to. Not an apology. So I was like, when I was rewatching it, I was like, when does she actually apologize for her behavior? It never really happens. Jess just kind of becomes the bigger person and lets it go, and then they both just let it go and they win the finals. But I thought that was really kind of a little out of hand and just kind of unnecessary.
Agree. She kind of sets up Jess too, because she says to Joe, even when Jess doesn't come to practice for 2 days.
Mhm.
And Joe's like, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. Like, what's going on? Oh, her parents didn't want her to play football. They may have found out. I tried to tell her to tell them. When you're like, girl, you were the one telling her to lie the whole time.
Yeah. Oh my God. From the very beginning.
I was like, what? You never once said, tell your parents.
Yeah.
Snake.
And then she also bitches Joe out completely when he's at the bar. He's like, you lied about the scout. You're just an asshole, this and that. And in general, just, okay, don't call him
Why
Joe
is she mad? She leaves the team.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. Show some respect. Call him coach, especially when you're in front of your teammates. Joe. I really didn't like that.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, it irked me, and I love Keira Knightley and like other things. She did well in this role.
Yeah,
I was like, damn girl, I want to punch you in your face.
Yeah.
This was her breakout role.
She did really, really well for like making me mad, but then sometimes liking her. I think she doesn't have. What I thought was an interesting choice was making her an only child.
Oh,
Why?
Because like it could factor into like some of why she is the way, like she overreacts. It's all about her. It's me. Doesn't not apologize.
I love both of her parents though. They're great in the movie. Their
Oh,
dad
yeah.
is like
Her
I
dad
think
is cool.
I've seen him in some British gangster movies like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and some other stuff like that. And he's like the classic, British dad.
He's excellent. I liked the dad too. Their relationship I thought was really funny.
Any more pitchforks?
I put the subtitles. It's a very small pitchfork, but I would love to. I wanted more translations for Punjabi. Some of it, I understand not letting us into the little things, but there were like full lines that I was like, what are they saying?
Yep.
I have no idea like what is happening. So hey, Disney, why don't you do that?
Is it Disney? It was indie and then it was distributed.
I know, but now they can. You can always redo your subtitles.
That's true.
Right, I forgot.
This is kind of a general one about the whole movie. I thought, even though I really love the movie, it felt like it was just a series of her getting caught and then her playing again. And I think it happened like maybe 4 times in the movie. 4 to 5 times.
She gets caught and then she does it again.
And
then
then
the
play
parents.
again, and then you get caught and is that, it was a little bit of a cheap like plot element, I thought.
Yeah, because if I were her parents, I'd be like, you're lying. I don't trust you.
Yeah. There should have been more of like a lockdown or something.
Right. Or like switch it up. Maybe one of the times she's just like, screw it. You know what? I'm going to play. I'm not listening to you. I'm going to go stay with my friend Jules. Or like, but it was the same kind of, that same moment of climax of like, oh, her getting caught again. It happens so many times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I got in trouble a lot. I got caught a lot too. I think that's part of
Maybe not.
I don't know. Like, it's just like that's how tight their family is.
Yeah.
All right.
It could be that too.
That's true.
Let's do hip hips.
Yes. Okay. Hips. Let's see. I gave one to Mama Jules, Paul Paxton, but then she took 2 steps back.
You gave her a hip, and then she got negative hip.
You got a hip fork. That's what you got. I like that she came around, but then she goes and blows up the whole way. That's a pitchfork still. Like, you don't go do that.
Yeah, I do like it when when she's having that lesbian conversation with Akira in the car. Kira's like, and if I was, there's nothing wrong with it. I thought that was very important to say.
Yeah, and it's funny because the mom's been doing that the whole time. It's like, as long as it's not my daughter, I'm all about it. Which is it's a common thing, I think, that happened.
Yeah. Gokul, you have any?
Yeah. Tony Tony
Me
is the
too,
man. I
yes.
love Tony.
I love
He's just
Tony.
the best.
Yeah.
He's so selfless.
He
the
was
entire
willing to
movie.
marry her.
Yes. Oh my God. Without even her asking, he just did
Yeah.
that on his own.
He's like, I
Oh
got you,
my
girl.
You're
It wasn't
going
even
to play
something
football.
they planned. Yeah. He's just so
Yeah.
great. The entire time he's defending her from all of like the asshole boys. He supports her. He's like trying to convince her during the wedding that let me drive you to the final,
Mhm.
even though
Very
it's your sister's
supportive.
wedding.
Yeah.
He kind of allows that to happen. Without him, like she probably would not be like playing
No.
on a pro team.
I
in
don't think so
America.
either. It makes it for how
Yeah.
traditional her family is. I think that it makes it more acceptable too. Like if Jess had been trying to leave that wedding on her own
Yeah.
accord without Tony, I feel like it would have been a harder sell for her dad. Like,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
with Tony being there and saying like, I'm gonna drive her, I want to take her, it makes it
Yeah.
easier for the dad to now come over to that side too.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tony,
Yeah.
we love you.
Yeah, I can't believe he did the fake engagement, of course.
Yeah, I
and,
hope you
she
find your
never
Becca.
I know. I
really-
hope. I
Yeah.
hope. I wish. I want to know what happened to you, Tony.
I want you to find your love.
And I hope you two are very happy together.
I gave one also to Tony. I know I talk about this. I like talking about budgets, but it's worth saying.
Oh, yeah.
So the budget for this movie was 3.5 million pounds, which is about 6 million US dollars. Opening weekend, it only made in USD $161,000, 528. But to date, it has grossed over 76 million US dollars.
Worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah. Off a $6 million budget.
And all the music too. I know last episode we were like, what makes it so expensive? Is it all this freaking music? What's going on? But there's a lot of music in this too. And maybe it's not, I mean, it's not John Legend prices. So maybe that's why. But like Mel C's in there. I gave her a hip too because Mel C,
Yep.
I thought it was funny that they dig on her.
Mhm.
Jules' mom says, this is why Sporty Spice is the only one without a fella.
Yeah. Yep. That's so good.
And then I was like, damn, Sporty Spice all up in the soundtrack. She changed the lyrics to Independence Day because it didn't fit the movie at first, and she really wanted her song to be in it.
Oh,
So
nice.
she modified the lyrics so that it would fit better. And I thought that was like, damn, girl, I like you for
Oh,
that.
cool.
Respect.
I want to give a hip to Gurinder Chadha. Did I say that right? Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah.
I
bad
feel
at
like
this.
is it, do we see the ER? I
Yeah.
thought it was like a sound.
No, Gurinder on mine.
Minda. Jasminda. They say Jasminda.
Yeah,
But-
because they have a British accent.
Oh. ER.
So it's supposed to be Jasminder.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for giving me that knowledge. I was like trying to be accurate by saying it how like they were saying it.
Gurinder Chadha. That was a bad accent. Sorry. Okay. She was the first British Asian woman to direct a feature film in 1995, and she got a BAFTA nomination for that movie. She brought authenticity to the story. She wrote it without knowledge about soccer, but did a good job. And real good job.
Yeah, the movie also got the ESPY for best sports movie in
Oh,
2003.
cool.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
From ESPN. That's their like sports awards. Got a Golden Globe nomination in the U.S. for best motion picture, comedy or musical category, and then it won best comedy film at the British Comedy Awards. There's a ton
wow.
of nominations that it's got.
Yeah.
It has like over a dozen. So yeah, very accoladed movie.
Wow. That's great. Because, it is a little bit of a campy movie and it's a lot of romance and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, if it was released today, it probably wouldn't win so many awards. But it is a really good movie at the end of the day. And back then, I think it was normal to have that. Like, you have to have a mix of comedy, romance. You
All
have to
of
have a little
it.
bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had to back then for sure because it did feel
Yeah.
like there was a lot of themes. There's a lot of things going on that we touch on in the movie.
Yeah, but we talked about this in the last episode, how there were a lot of characters and their stories were not developed.
Yeah.
This one, there were a lot of characters, but I felt good development
Yeah.
for
There was
most of them.
they gave arcs for like
Yeah.
everybody. I agree with that. I there is a way to do it when you have like this ensemble type of cast. Yeah, I agree with that. Does anyone have any more?
Yeah, I have one more. I want to give a hip to the soccer swoosh effect. sound effect that we hear during the games.
Oh.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think I
They'll
know.
kick the ball and it goes shh. I don't know. It was very. It was a good sound. Like I felt it. I felt like I was watching
Nice.
that ball.
Good for you. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure the sound people will love that
Yeah.
you appreciated that because I'm sure it's
The action
added in
scenes were
post.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gokul, how about you? Did you have any more?
I guess one last one would just be just the two moms, dichotomy between the two moms. So that was really interesting to me. They both want their daughter to be in heterosexual relationships. They both want their daughters to not play soccer, even though Jules's mom, started coming around to that. But they go about it in completely different ways. Like Jules's mom wants her to kind of show herself off and date around, versus the Indian mom wants her to be really conservative and learn how to cook like aloo gobi.
Aloo gobi.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it comes up so much. I talk about a
cook.
full Indian dinner.
Yeah.
Dress this up to her. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought it was nice the way they set that up. It's like they both want kind of similar things for their daughters,
Yeah.
but they're both like approach is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jules' mom too. Like, like every time Jess comes around, it's so funny because it's like,
Yeah.
oh hi Jess, how are you? I made a wonderful curry yesterday.
Yeah. Or she thinks she knows everything.
How about hi? How are you? How's your day?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
And like every time they're like holding hands, or you can
Oh, yeah,
the
she's, like,
camera cuts to Jules's mom.
Freaking out. Yeah. That was funny.
Just like going inside herself. Yeah. Those are good hip hips. I thought I had one, another one, it's gone.
All right. So then, all right, Goks, how about you lead the hip hip cheer?
It's similar to the one they do in the movie, which I thought was great. Scene.
Is it just hip hip hooray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just
Hip
have to-
hip
Hooray!
hip hip
Hooray! Hip hip.
hooray!
Perfect.
One of those is gonna make it.
We nailed
Oh,
all of them.
are gonna make it.
All of them are making it.
Great.
We've been told we edit too much, so everybody's getting this uncut and raw. Not
Oh,
really,
damn.
but a
Okay.
little. There's gonna be a little bit.
For the most part, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So-
want them to see how we really are and how we really talk.
Yeah. And if you have any more feedback for us, DM us.
Yeah, DM. Tell me what you didn't like, and then maybe
Okay.
I'll agree.
Bro. Okay, moving on. Yay or nay?
Do we need to do to buy or not to
Oh
buy?
shoot, yes. Do we? I don't want to buy anything. I bought soccer balls.
You bought that? How much was that?
$1?
Oh, okay. But like, does it inspire you to want to buy, like, to spend on anything else? Is how I sort of want to like think about this category too. Like, for instance, this
Oh.
property is a West End musical in London. Would you go see? Would you pay tickets to see this, or it's good enough as a movie?
I would.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I will watch. Especially if I know the IP, like, yeah, I'm a sucker for it. I'll watch it.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't know. I want to see Gurinder's next movie, which is Blinded by the Light. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, me neither. Yeah, I want to see that.
Okay. So, do you want to buy anything, Gokes? Are you inspired to contribute your dollars anywhere?
Oh, yeah, to go watch a soccer match in person.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've never done that. Have you?
I'm not a big soccer fan. I don't know a lot about it. I hate watching it live on TV, but I think that
Yeah.
being in the stadium would be such a different experience. But yeah, I
That'd be
agree,
crazy.
Gokes. I would love to go
I'll
to a
go.
soccer
Let's all
game.
go. I'm gonna go.
Women's soccer, our U.S. women, that's my hip hip, is the U.S. women's soccer team. Like they
That'd
talk
be
about
awesome.
it. Yeah, they talk about it in the movie.
Mhm.
That's where Kira or Jess and Jules want to be. It's because U.S. women's soccer kicks ass.
the
Pun
best in the world.
intended.
Oh, that was also a very cool thing, by the way, and you never see this in British movies. They were giving props to like America's soccer program for the U.S.
Yeah.
Very cool. You know, they were like, oh, over there in America. And in British movies, you know, they don't like giving props to America in general, but specifically when it comes to soccer,
Yeah,
unheard of.
because we rebelled against the throne.
Yeah. but it's true though. Like the U.S. had the bigger market,
Right.
and opportunity for women.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did. So yeah, that was the one hip that I was trying to remember that I forgot.
That was cool.
All right, now we can move into yay or nays. Okay.
Go ahead.
Early 2000s, late 90s fashion.
Yay.
Yay.
I love oh my gosh, I love when Kira was wearing like that powder blue like track jacket and the bandana.
All the
Oh,
midriff stuff.
I love it. I
So
love
good.
it. I love that the 90s are in right now.
I do want some yellow shades. That's my to buy or not to buy. I want to bring back the yellow lenses.
Oh yeah.
I used to have those in
Do
middle
it.
school. I want to bring those back. Okay, any yay or nays next?
Beckham and Posh stand-ins at the airport. Yay or nay?
Oh, yay.
Nay.
Why are you a yay?
Oh, there were stand-ins.
Who's
Sorry,
that?
I
that
thought you were
was
just...
not. That was not David and Victoria.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, okay,
It didn't-
definitely nay. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I thought you were just talking about their appearance.
Oh,
You're right.
it did not even
stand-in-
look like that.
The walk was
Oh my
different.
God.
Everything, the energy was not Posh and Beckham. Mm-mm.
Okay, that's definitely a nay. I agree.
Okay, I have a random thing, and just because I didn't know, so I'm gonna do it in a yay or nay. Yay or nay? Did you know that Keira Knightley was in the Phantom Menace?
What? When?
Gokul, did you know that?
As Padme?
She was the what is the word? She was the distraction. She was the stand-in. She was the one wearing the makeup.
What year did Phantom Menace come out?
I don't know.
Like
I was in 10th grade, so 2000.
Oh, because she looks like Natalie Portman?
Yes, she was the double. She was She was Padme Amidala's
Oh.
double. So every time she's wearing makeup, that was Keira Knightley, and
My
I
God.
thought it was just Natalie Portman in makeup. I thought
Yeah,
they
me too.
They do have similar features. But as a stand-in, interesting.
No, she wasn't the
So
stand. She was
weird.
the double. You know how the queen had two people.
Oh, yeah.
The decoy. That is the word.
The decoy.
What did
decoy.
they say?
I was like, what? Like stand-in? That's a weird role for her.
Sorry. She was the decoy queen. Okay, cool. I'm glad I wasn't alone in not knowing that was her.
Yeah, you're not alone. I did not know that.
Because that was technically her first movie, and then Bend It Like a Beckham.
Okay. Do you have any yay or nays, Gokes?
Nope, that's good.
Last year or nay? Yeah? Do you have any more? I have one more. I just thought of one.
Oh, I have
Go
one.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, if yours is really good,
I
I'll
think.
get mine out of the way.
Oh wait, no. I feel like it'll be the same one.
No, it's not going to be.
Oh.
Mine's about I want to start using some British slang words.
Oh, sod it.
Nice.
Sod it. What's sod it?
It's like screw it.
Oh,
Or yeah, because she's
and
like
in it-
sod you.
in it. I don't there's different ways to
In
use
it?
in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
In it.
In
What do
it?
you say in it?
And I was like, wait, are you saying or are you saying isn't it? Or are you saying I don't know. She's talking to her mom on the phone when she's sleeping with her fiance. And then
She's
she
like,
says in
she's
it.
like, I'm at. She's like,
Oh, she can take the tube.
she's like,
Yeah.
Mom, I'm at work. In it?
yeah. What
It's
does
like, well,
that
how'd your
mean?
mom know?
Like aren't
In it?
aren't
You know?
You know? Yeah.
You know. Oh,
Isn't-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So slags.
Oh, I
Do
don't
we
know.
like that word? Yay or nay?
What does it mean?
It's like slut.
Oh.
You're not supposed We don't approve of
Well,
slag shaming.
yeah, I don't like slag shaming or
No
slut
slag
shaming.
shaming.
Yeah.
No. So
But in that context, those girls kind of making fun of each other, it works in that context. Not that
Yeah.
we're condoning it at all,
No.
but it's like interesting to hear the slang.
yes,
Mm.
I like hearing this. Like Pratt, I think is
Yeah.
better for guys like pricks. I think Pratt is cute.
Oh yeah.
And then they have, I guess I don't know if it's only Indian, but Gore.
Oh, yeah. That's a common one. That just means white.
Yeah.
Gore means white.
They
Yeah.
have it in. There's one in Pacific Island. At least it's a Hawaiian term, but they use it in Guam too. It's haole for
Oh.
that same term. So I don't know if they have one in Philippines
Petit.
for a white guy.
Petit means white.
Petit,
Petit.
putit.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, Those are the 3 slang words that I got from this.
Yeah. Yay? Oh, I would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
Except for slags. We don't like slags.
Yeah.
We don't like slugs.
I am amused, and yeah, we're not the only ones with slang, you know.
Yeah.
The last one is yay or nay. The kiss at the end.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
nay.
Nay. Nay.
Hardcore nay. Oh my god, are they horses?
Oh my gosh, I was upset rewatching it. Like, 'cause, like I said, I was like, oh, they're so cute together, whatever, when I was young and dumb. But then it doesn't make sense because she was all going. Besides all the creepiness, she was going away.
But then he plays cricket with the dad.
Yeah, that's whatever. But like, oh my god, like no.
Like maybe he's just like annoying, but he's actually nice.
For her, like you're gonna have other options in America. You don't need to like hold yourself for this guy who's creepy.
Yeah. I don't support them. I would be fine if they broke up.
It was so weird because like right before that, the last time they saw each other, they were on the field, and she's like basically saying, "Hey, this is not going to happen."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he shows up to the airport, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let me make out with you in front of."
I have to come to the airport to tell you that I talked to my daddy.
Well, they don't have text messages. Oh yeah, he comes to the house. But yeah. Remember?
Oh, he's always showing up. He shows up to their house, shows up to their wedding, shows up to. Yeah. He just likes to pop in.
Yeah. I was just in the neighborhood.
I'm like, you're at the airport, yo. This is intimate.
But the kiss itself also was really gross.
It was
they do a lot of like
weird.
Yeah,
nose, like
nosy? The
nose, like
nose.
nosies. I'm like, come on, what are
You're
you guys
at the
horses?
airport.
And are we supposed to think that like because the entire family is looking at the not Beckhams, like they don't see the kiss?
Yeah, we are supposed to think that.
They definitely see it.
That's so stupid.
There's no way they don't see that happening. They're basically having sex with their faces. With all the nose.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's way too much nose play.
Yeah, I really think it's Jonathan Rhys-Meyers doing it. Because I was like watching his hands during some of the hugs. And I'm like, why is there so much caressing? Okay, I see why you were cast in the Tudors. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a great urinate. Yeah. Okay.
It's time.
This is when we rate the movie after we've talked about it. Do we think our ratings have changed through this conversation, or it's still about the same?
It's
Mine
been
has.
fluctuating through this conversation. Yeah, fluctuating.
Okay, so like, what was it when you were younger? Like when you first saw this movie in early 2000s, what would you have said?
Well, I only watched it once when I was a kid, and it felt more like a sports movie to me, and I was not into it, like heavily into it, but I did think it was like cool because it was girl sports. Maybe like 6.
Okay. I think for me it was like 8.5 when I was little. What about you, Gokes?
I would say 8 for sure. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was the opposite. It was like good, but because it was so female focused and also like so heavy on the romantic side of the movie, and like the love interest was such a big part of the plot, I was like, okay, this is funny, and the Indian parts were great because it's so relatable. But I'm not going to put it as high as like my really favorite movies because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Now we go around. What's your rating now?
It is higher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
I would hope so because what'd you say? You said it was like 6.5. Yeah.
Or I just said 6.
6. I have a bad short-term memory.
It's higher. It's higher because it's well written. And thinking about at the time, this is a zeitgeist. Like it shatters.
It was the first. Sorry, first. Oh my God! I need to say this as trivia. First Western movie that was allowed to be shown in North Korea.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. So I want to give it an 8.
Okay. Yeah, and on rewatch, it is rewatchable for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I agree. I think it's an 8.
We get more except for the romance. So that dings it. Yeah.
Like, give me more family. Give me more like I don't know, sports conflict. Get Joe out of here.
It dropped for me, slightly dropped to a 7.5.
7.5.
Just
okay.
because, now that we know what we know, the plot was a little bit contrived in terms of like her just getting caught constantly. That's what I felt. But I appreciate the music more now.
Yes.
So
Yeah, soundtrack. I would buy this soundtrack. This says that's a
100%.
CD. But yeah. For sure. All right. Well, that's our show. Thank you so much, Gokul.
Yay.
Yeah, for being our first phone a friend.
Yes. I love phoning a friend. Especially you're my real friend. So this is amazing.
Yeah. You guys are my real friends. So yeah, this is so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I hope you had a good time talking about this movie. I know we did. It's a great one. We highly recommend people who haven't seen it to see it.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yes. Let's cheers first. Yeah, that's a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers. And until next time, we will
Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah.
Music, outro,
Woo.
outro music. Woo.